down productions. As you'll see, something for everyone. And we begin with the Stranglers, the last surviving punk band. They claim they've become punkosaurs, like dinosaurs, but with punk instead of dime. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that, but it's funny anyway, and we should seize the opportunity to loaf, because it must be said that the Men in Black don't exactly have a reputation for silliness. Although the cover of 10, their new album, which just happens to be their 10th, features the band in drag as Margaret Thatcher and Benazir Bhutto, or disguised as Yasser Arafat, amongst others, which is rather funny. Me, I've been a Stranglers fan for almost 15 years now, and not only because Jean-Jacques happens to be a Frenchman, born and bred, who expresses himself in English infinitely better than I do. For the past 3 years, apart from the old single, we have hardly heard from them, which is why I'm so happy now. Oh yes, I am.
And nearly 1,000 gigs after they formed, the Stranglers still have their hard man image. And in Britain, at least, they seem stuck with it.
I mean, in France, they treat us as intellectuals, don't they? Whereas here, we're sort of mischievous yobs, I suppose.
Well, one recent journalist described us as misfits, and I think that he was probably right. We are misfits. We don't fit into the system of things, and so I suppose we're noticeable.
I mean, we started when most bands are retiring.
Never unduly bothered by the constraints of good taste, the band still deny that they've deliberately set out to shock.
You can shock anyone if you think about it.
I don't think the public are shocked by the Stranglers. I mean, I think they're titillated by the Stranglers, not shocked. I mean, everybody goes out and buys the shocking daily tabloids for titillation, not to be shocked, you know. There's always the sun. There's always the sun.
As Antoine mentioned earlier, the cover of the Stranglers' new album, 10, features them dressed as world leaders of both sexes. How did the Men in Black become the Men in Drag?
I think it's one of those ideas that you have on a drunken late evening when you're exchanging ideas. It's just one of...
John loves,
I mean, you know,
loves doing those sort of things.
I do this in my spare time.
So Benazir Bhutto and Margaret Thatcher, that was no problem. I mean, we had more problem finding someone prepared to do... who was it? Arafat, yes, that was very difficult.
The Stranglers' latest single, 96 Tears, was a 1966 hit for Question Mark and the Mysterians. It was only a couple of years ago that the band covered another 60s classic, The Kinks' All Day and All of the Night.
Well, we're good at covers, we admit that. Every song we've covered has been successful, and this song was muted as a possible cover, with lots of long discussions between us and Roy Thomas Baker and our management. And we listened to it, and it seemed perfect for us because it's got that lovely keyboard riff and a strong bass line. And it's very simple, so it fitted in with all these other songs on the album. It fitted perfectly.
They may be, but the Stranglers are unlikely to become extinct with the kind of support which has made their fan club legendary.
We don't regard it as a fan club, although it's an information service, but I think we have more subscribers than any other band in the world.
from the Men in Black to a black woman.